Welcome to the CIY Capital Daily Nasdaq Futures Recap. It's Tuesday, March 3rd, and what a day it was. We're going to break down this absolutely wild session that started with a massive panic-driven sell-off right at the open and ended with a pretty stunning V-shaped recovery. Let's get right into it.
The opening bell was basically pure liquidation. Within the first hour, the Nasdaq just plummeted 2%. The S&P was right there with it, dropping over 2%, and the Dow, it cratered by 1,000 points. This was not a slow bleed, This was a full-on panic-induced flushout. So, what on earth caused it?
Well, here's the chain reaction that really lit the fuse. It all kicked off with some geopolitical headlines coming out of the Middle East. That sent crude oil futures spiking, which then caused the futures curve to flip into something called steep backwardation. All that really means is the market was willing to pay a huge premium to get oil right now instead of later. And that signals some pretty intense fear about an immediate supply shock. That fear, well, it spread like wildfire right into the equity markets, leading to that massive risk-off event that just hammered tech and growth stocks in the Nasdaq.
But then, just when it looked like the bottom was falling out, the buyers stepped in. The market found a floor and started clawing its way back. The Nasdaq, which was down 2% at its worst, rallied all the way back to close down just over 1%. The S&P had an even stronger recovery, and the Dow managed to reclaim over half of its 1,000-point loss. So the big question is, where did the buyers find the conviction to jump in while everyone else was panicking?
The answer, as it so often is, was in the technicals. The sell-off came to a dead stop, precisely, at a major support zone right around 22,250. This is a level that the CIY Capital team, led by Ron Rose, had been highlighting as absolutely critical all week. So this wasn't some random bounce. This was a calculated, textbook defense of a key structural level by traders who were prepared and who saw opportunity when the panic sellers finally got exhausted.
And if you had any doubt that the fear was real, you just have to look at the rest of the market. Crude oil spiked, we covered that. The VIX, the market's fear index, it absolutely exploded higher, confirming the panic. Then you saw that classic flight to safety. The US dollar rallied and treasury yields dropped. So when you have all of these other assets screaming risk off, but a major technical level in the NQ still holds, wow, that is an incredibly powerful signal for a trader.
So how could you have actually traded this? This is exactly the kind of setup we cover in CI Capital's live trading sessions. Once you saw price action confirm support right at that 22,250 level, the play was to get long. You have a defined entry, you place a stop loss just below that support zone, and you have a clear target to capture that reversal. That gives you a high probability trade with managed risk. It's the absolute foundation of the risk management strategy that Ron teaches. No gambling, just a plan.
All right, so what's the game plan for tomorrow? Well, that line in the sand is clearly drawn at the 22,250 support zone. That level simply has to hold. To the upside, your first resistance is going to be today's recovery high. The biggest thing to watch is crude oil. If it calms down, this market has room to run. For now, our bias is cautiously bullish, but only as long as we stay above today's key support level.
It doesn't matter where you are on your trading journey, CIY Capital can help you level up. Whether you're totally new to futures trading, or maybe you're an experienced trader just looking to build a more consistent system, or you just want to start with a small account using micro futures, our one-on-one coaching is tailored specifically to you. Ron works with you personally to develop a trading plan that actually fits your goals and your risk tolerance. You can even start on a simulator with zero risk.
And that's a wrap on today's recap. Just a reminder, this is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. If you want to learn how to trade futures with a personal trading coach, visit CIYcapital.com and be sure to follow @RonRoseTrading for daily market updates. We'll see you tomorrow.